Hello, hello, hello. Another day, another day. Wow. It's been a couple of days, in fact. Calm down, music. Anyway, been a couple of days. Have had a couple of bad days here. Sort of like flu-ish. I mean, just really, really tired. I've been sleeping to midday at the very least. And generally just really fucking tired. It's been a fucking nuisance. Also, one of the back teeth, as I mentioned a couple of days ago, it kind of started just crumbling to pieces, just crumbling to dust. Yeah. I was eating fries and I guess that wasn't the greatest possible time to start for the tooth to just start breaking apart, because it was like in an L shape where the L's leg, or whatever you would call it, was on the top side, so an upside down L, and there was the tooth had been chipped from below there, and this time around the rest of the tooth started crumbling apart. Thankfully it's not in pain. That is a blessing in disguise, I suppose. Yeah, I can't wait until they remove that shit, because I'm fairly sure that that's the wisdom tooth, which is just one of the ones that are supposed to be removed anyway. But at which point, I have no fucking clue. We're going forward very slowly with the dental stuff, so hopefully it won't get worse. Speaking of dental hygiene, have some Coke. Just good for your teeth. Another thing that I wanted to mention was that I've been playing Resident Evil 1 for the first time. That is huge when it comes to me, because I am really bad at playing horror games. And I've decided that I will start tackling them bit by bit, now that I kind of know what kind of horror games I like. At least in principle. Stuff like Resident Evil, for instance. Survival horror, where everything isn't insta-kill. You have a fighting chance and so on and so forth. Reasonable saving distances, and games with checkpoints and whatnot. Those I can take. But bullshit like Slender, or whatever, anything that is like even in any way roguelike. Fuck that, no. Too much fucking effort. Yeah, Resident Evil. Been fun. But on occasion, I really think that I shouldn't be killing the basic zombies, because they just come back as red claws and they're just a fucking nuisance. But I digress. Let's get to some Enderal, shall we? Yes. Enderal. Boop. All right, just start. It was getting way too fucking warm with that. Yes. Actually, I'm just going to throw it somewhere else. Couldn't sit properly with it behind my ass. Right. So we just finished faffing about at Yero's house for the time being. Need to go and figure stuff out before we can continue in there. Last stream was a bit getting sidetracked, and from here we went there, and from there we went here and here and here and there. Can't stick to one direction, can I? So do I have poisons? Just... oh yeah. So several, in fact. Just was thinking that I might want to utilize some of those. Actually put my alchemy to some use. Wouldn't that be lovely? Oh yeah, I saw these ones before, so I'm taking that they're bandits. Yep. You scum. Fuck you, I'll take your heart. Stuff. Old robes. speaking of side tractions, I'm doing great already. Hey, what's this? Thank you. Food that doesn't fight back is the best kind. Quick look-see, around-see. Want to see if there are any claws around. Spicy grass. Ah, yes.
Finally, some fun.
Fucking everyone's a psycho around here. Oh hey, Butcher of Ark. Oh boy. That's this is gonna be a long raid. If it's anything like the first one. In the first one we found out oh, the butcher, I think it was Jaid, the guy's name. How he had the inner fire awaken in him. And, you know, life was just shit. And the person he loved was murdered for no good reason, and he was pissed. Okay, this side traction is already paying off. Like, goddamn. I already have 2 memory points and I'm just about to level up 2. But now, Raidens. Chapter 2, The Nameless One. Up to the present day, the origin and nature of this vision has remained a mystery to me. Who was the enigmatic woman? How had she entered my thoughts? Or was it not her, but merely a spectral image conjured by my inner workings, an embodiment of my subconscious? These were the questions that went through my head after I awakened. Yet I had not much time to ponder, for when I awoke, breathing heavily and soaked in sweat, I realized that something was different. Disoriented, I pushed myself up and rubbed my aching eyes. I looked around the room, my bones cracking reluctantly as I turned my head left and right. Nothing. My surroundings seemed perfectly normal. Again, I let my gaze roam the narrow room, from the heavy wooden door over the small wardrobe to the scribe's desk in the right corner, on which numerous tomes and scrolls lay in disorder. Uncertainly, I closed my eyes and focused inward, into myself. No, the repugnancy was not to be found in my surroundings. It stemmed from me. To be precise, it originated from a strange feeling in my stomach that was unknown to me back then. You were holding in farts. It was an uneasiness, dull and stagnant, a diffuse fear similar to the one we experienced when we know terrible or challenging things await us. Nevertheless, the feeling seemed familiar, a sort of gloomy truth which had been suppressed in my subconscious all these years, and had now found its way to the surface, like glowing coal beneath a thin layer of fissured ice beginning to melt. Bewildered, I laid my hands on my stomach in an almost childlike manner. Of course, it did not help. The strange, dull feeling remained. I rose dizzily and looked out of the narrow window above the scribe's desk. The vision had felt like an eternity, yet seemed to have lasted no more than an hour in reality. Still, not a single sound from outside reached my ear, and the light was dim and pale. Only a pallid grey cone of sunlight brightened the dance of 100 confused grains of dust in the air. In addition to my inexplicable sense of uneasiness, I was nauseated, my eyes burned, and I felt weak. Water, I need water. Ah, nice. You got an email notifying. Better late than never, I suppose. I moved to the trough, which was filled with fresh spring water next to the heavy wooden door. My uneasiness grew stronger, and an absurd fear took hold of me. What would I see in the mirror of water when I bent over the trough? The deformed and decayed grimace I had seen in the ruin, or the unremarkable face of a man who lived his life ruled by coincidence and lack of alternatives instead of free will? I fought the urge to back away from the trough and made myself get on my knees in front of it instead. My fear was baseless. No festering maggots crawled from the face that stared at me in the reflection. No chapped skin revealing the flesh on the bones beneath. Just a dream. It was just a dream. I smiled weakly and confused at my own folly, cupped my hands to scoop some water and drank in deep gulps. Then I sprinkled some water on my face, rubbed it on my body, my hair, my arms, and my feet. I took the brush of boar bristles and scrubbed my skin until it started to bite. Finally, I took my brown priest robe from the cast iron hook by the door, slipped it over my head, and leaned against the wall. I felt better, but not well. It was just a dream. I repeated the sentence several times in my thoughts, in an attempt to banish the remnant of what I believed to be a nightmare. Yet the desired effect did not occur, for every time I closed my eyes, visions of my own corpse flooded me, and my uneasiness grew, as if it wanted to emphasize the dream's meaning. I sighed and did what I always did when I contemplated. I began to pace around my room. I remember all too well that this was the first time in my life that silence appeared oppressive to me. How I wished to hear the familiar creaking of cartwheels, the bright calls of the baker, or the bray of a donkey. But there was nothing, absolutely nothing to hear, not even the mournful singing of the wind, which was usually omnipresent in Fogvale. With the pale light in my chamber, I felt like part of a termatralian morning tableau. Over and over, the same images flashed through my mind. The coffin, the corpse, the veiled woman and her words, "Follow the fire in your false life." I think I'm gonna resub to WoW tomorrow. Probably leveling something like a pally or something. My goodness. I might join you on that. We might as well. Gotta have something to grind, right? Was there a connection between these words and the dull feeling in my stomach? Why did I dream of such things at all? What, by the righteous path, did it mean? My countenance clouded. False life? What a heap of nonsense. I lived exactly the life the path had chosen for me. Even if from time to time gloomy thoughts occupied my mind and I felt envious of the adventurers who took a rest in Fogville before continuing their journeys. It did not mean that my pious life was in any way false. No, I was lucky that I did not have to live by the side of my miserable father smearing grease on animal hides. I was even luckier not to be one of the ill-fated people who cut each other's throats for a stale piece of bread in the undercity of Ark. Oh yeah, pre-patch starts tomorrow. Didn't the talent trees actually get added in the first part, or was it in the second part? Not sure. I pinched the bridge of my nose, squeezing my eyes shut. These are the very thoughts that make path-abiding citizens stray from the path. They become attracted to an insane vision of an adventurous life and get drawn into suffering and misery. I recalled the terrible stories which occasionally reached Little Fogville. It were always the egoists and those who hungered for power who dragged the innocent people into ruin along with them. I dropped my hand and opened my eyes. No, my life is exactly as it should be. Is that so, Jael? I started. What in blazes? Irritated, I moved around, trying to find the voice's origin. Nothing. I was alone. But then where had this voice come from? I must have imagined it. It had come to that. I was hearing voices. This dream is driving me insane. Angry with myself, I started pacing again, but after only 2 steps, the voice resounded again in my head, and along with it, the dull feeling in my stomach burned like a blazing fire in the wind. Images and feelings rose in my consciousness, heavy and pressing, but familiar at the same time. This time the voice spoke with a mixture of mourning and mockery. How much longer do you want to close your eyes to the truth? What needs to happen to make you finally understand? I tumbled backwards, not so much because of the words, but due to the sensation they triggered. Thoughts fluttered through my mind like a flock of startled birds, and they did not only revolve around the scenes from my dream anymore. I saw myself lying on my bed, drenched with sweat, shivering. I saw myself gloomily staring off in the distance while Mater Pylea read out the path to me. With these thoughts came a crawling uneasiness, a sense of loneliness and fear. Instinctively I pressed both hands against my stomach. By the righteous path, I am losing my mind. Damn it, I am actually losing my mind. Tomorrow is the talent tree, yes, 2 weeks away is the second part with the Draktyr. And the lowering of max XP needed to level. Alright. Should be interesting to see how well the talents work out. I turned around fast like lightning and hastened to my desk, upon which lay an open, leather-bound folio. It was a handwritten transcription of the path that I had started just before the festivities of Star Summer Night. For 5 decades now, it had been possible to reproduce written works in an almost magical manner, thanks to the strange press-like construction of a cunning starling researcher. It was called letterpress due to the mechanics of the machine. How curious. Manual transcription, however, was still considered a sign of spiritual commitment. There was something meditative about it. It was calming, which was what I needed to banish the rising panic. Hastily I adjusted my chair, opened the inkwell and took the quill. Work frees the mind, I told myself. I was encouraged by the fact that the barrage of strange images and feelings they brought on had subsided. It had been a dream, nothing more. A frightening dream indeed, but a dream nonetheless. Yes, concentrate, write a few pages, recite a verse, and the spook will be gone. Nothing will remind me of the disfigured body in the coffin of you. And tomorrow I will be able to continue my meaningless life. Indeed, it will be business as usual, and then one day I will die in peace, without having seen the truth at all. An insignificant pale number among thousands, and no one will ever remember you, Jael Tanner's son, the nameless one. And oh, now did I realize that sweat was pouring down my forehead, and that I was clenching the quill so hard that my hand was starting to hurt. The sentences I had written were scrawly and full of mistakes. I dropped the quill. Witchcraft! This is witchcraft! I slammed the book shut, closed my eyes, and attempted to clear my mind. Like Marta Pilea had taught me, breathe, Jael, breathe. My entire body trembled, my pulse hammered in my wrists. There was no doubt that the voice came from within me. It was part of my thoughts, yet so unfamiliar, threatening and lurking. It is futile, Jael, the voice suddenly whispered. You cannot escape destiny. End your false life, end it here and now, and follow the fire. There was a moment of silence, or else you will die. I'm trying to think of everything what to play, not because what is OP, but what wouldn't be nerfed 10 times in the next month. And while Paladin has already seen constant nerfs even before the release. So yeah, they shouldn't be nerfing it further if it's already nerfed to the ground. That's smart thinking right there. As the last word faded from my mind, fear exploded inside me. It shot up my spine and spread from there to my heart, to my fingertips, to my skull, straight into my brain. Again and again I pictured the horror from my dream interspersed with strange memories of seemingly random moments in my life. I saw myself pacing between the benches of the temple without orientation. I saw myself preparing a corpse for its last journey according to Enderalian tradition, weeping. I saw myself lying feverish in bed, breathing heavily and eyes wide open. But it were not the images which made the situation so unbearable. It was the suffocating sensation that covered everything like a leaden grey cloud, threatening to drive me insane. Fear and panic, bitter loneliness and desolation. I felt as if I was standing at the edge of a pitch-black abyss, lost and without identity. I felt alone. It might be hard for you to comprehend the description, but perhaps it helps if I attempt to explain how the human mind functions. If something terrible happens to someone, such as the death of a loved one, our mind reacts with a kind of shock. Only part of what we should be feeling is allowed to enter the immediate, conscious experience. The rest is banished into the depths of our subconsciousness, buried like an unloved, dangerous secret. Once the mind has recovered somewhat, the banished remains of the memory will be unearthed, piece by piece, so that we can deal with them and complete the mourning process. If, for some reason, this reworking does not take place, the memories will decay and fester until their presence becomes noticeable. We feel gloomy, suffer from panic attacks, or lose the ability to feel emotions entirely. Though it is possible to live under such conditions until one dies, the buried memories consume much of our vital energy, and in the worst case, drive us to strange deeds. While the tentacles of fear raged in me, I realized that these terrible feelings were exactly such decomposing memories. They had been there forever, lurking shadows beneath a shield of glass. I had noticed them in brief moments, small and insignificant. Sometimes in the deepest of night, when I awoke from a nightmare, clammy with sweat and unable to recall what I had just dreamt. Sometimes in small fissures of thought, which haunted me while I performed perfectly normal tasks. For a few heartbeats, I was filled with a misty, grey loneliness, and I felt as if I was an observer of myself, the spectator of a hypocritical, bigoted play, my false life. I lived a lie, a desperate effort of my mind to conceal something in me that could not be concealed, a secret, something I had suppressed, and could not hold at bay any longer. Now it had broken free and remorselessly showed me what would happen if I did not begin the search for the truth. Death. You are dying. Yet some among you might realize that insights and actions are very opposing things. Even though the voice had forced me to look at it, and I had looked at it, I did not want to accept it. I uttered a guttural cry, threw my writing utensils off the desk and knocked down my stool. With my bare fist, I hit the wall of my chamber, ignoring the burning pain that shot up my arm. I wanted to banish the feeling inside me somehow, so I could get my old life back. But my resistance was in vain, and every second that passed amplified the panic constricting my throat, drowning me like an overpowering flood. Only when my breath was but a weak gasp, I sank to the floor, back against the wall, face buried in my hands, exhausted. It is futile. I felt the salt of my tears burning on my cheeks and sobbed like a child. What shall I do? By Malthus, what shall I do? I uttered, with a shaky, miserable voice. For a while, nothing happened. Then I heard the voice again, in my thoughts, tender and melancholic. You already know the answer, Jael. She told you what to do. This time, the voice did not aggravate my loneliness. No. For a moment I almost felt secure, and in this moment I made my decision. Yes, she was right. I knew what I had to do. I knew it, and had always known it. Yet, like a fledgling soldier who did not understand that the tales about glorious wars were merely tales until he lost his leg, I had had to see my own death in order to understand. I had to start searching for the buried truth. At the time, it was obscure to me what the veiled woman had meant by the fire. Was the fire a symbol of the truth? The truth behind the feelings of emptiness and loneliness I had learned to suppress and could not suppress anymore. The newborn man who later became known as the Butcher of Ark did not yet know that he would soon find the answer to this question. My memories of the hours immediately after my decision are only vague. It would be wrong to assume that the oppressive feeling in my stomach had vanished after I had gained insight into its nature. No, it was still there, and each time doubt surfaced while I was packing my belongings, it grew stronger and more present, like a master who was determined to keep a weak-minded student on the right path by using reprimand and sharp words. Yet I felt a determination I had never felt before in my life. Indeed, I felt a spirit of optimism, as absurd as it might sound after what had happened to me. After I had collected all my belongings, I left the temple, which had been my home for more than a decade. One last time I took in its inspiring interior. There it stood, Malthus's stone statue, clad in a massive steel harness, looking ahead with determination. In his left hand, the statue held a replica of broken chains. The right hand pointed forward, showing the way, proudly and full of power. One last time I closed my eyes and smelled the omnipresent mixture of incense, lavender and roses, a scent which used to provide comfort. Now it tickled unpleasantly in my nose and reminded me of the ointment the inhabitants of the Isles of Kile used to embalm their dead. Swallowing heavily, I closed the door behind me. The contents of the satchel that hung over my shoulder was scarce. A loaf of fresh Enderalian bread, a water skin, my scratchy cotton blanket, a sachet of pennies, and the holy 101 verses, which I decided to bring along after a moment of hesitation. The book felt heavy, and its leather binding seemed rough and, well, sticky. You should have wanked in the book. Nonetheless, my attachment to the Lightborn, whose holy word formed the spiritual compass for any devout Enderalian, and who had been the only companion in my lonesome life so far, except for Mother Pylia, was too deep. One thing was clear to me. Wherever my journey would lead me, I needed food and decent clothing. My priest's robes were too heavy and cumbersome, and they would be too warm in the summer. They also seemed like a burden to me, completely inappropriate for the task ahead, even though every traveler, brigands aside, would treat me with respect. The robes were a symbol of my old life as a priest. So I had to visit the marketplace and find a trader who would sell his wares despite the holy day. It felt strange to see the place that usually was so full of people, so empty and quiet. Only a dog noticed my presence, plus a few chickens in a corral surrounded by an alcove of the weak town wall. The sun had risen in the meantime, but the many grey clouds did not allow much light to shine down to the city. It was going to rain. Eventually I reached my destination, a small and cozy store. The house walls were overgrown with ivy, which framed even the milky windows beneath the crooked roof. A handcart full of barrels and crates in front of the entrance looked as if it had been abandoned by its owner during work, which was likely considering the smell of alcohol, gunpowder, and fried meat in the air. Garlands, which would have shone in all colors if enough sunlight had been present, hung limply between the houses. Several times I heard a crunch when I stepped on the shards of broken jugs. The sign next to the heavy door identified the store as Carvi's Sundries. Been having nothing but time the past several days, nothing to play, too poor to sub to play, too poor to do anything, too poor to buy more pain meds because my mid back is worse than ever due to the lack of 24/7 effects because, you know, poor. So I watched like 100 different tier lists and previews of all the classes and roles in Dragonflight. Yeah, well, when you have no money and all the time and all the pain, you gotta do something to distract yourself. I get it. I knocked and I knocked again when a few minutes had passed without any reaction. Finally, after the third round of knocking, I heard the sound of scuffling steps, and an aged starling with clean-shaven face and a sharp nose opened the door. His tired expression told me he had intended to chase off the unwanted customer before he recognized me. The dark circles under his eyes betrayed he was likely among those who had vigorously celebrated Star Summer Night. Briefly, the sight struck me as bizarre, even familiar, as if I had experienced it many times before. However, the feeling was gone the moment the merchant spoke with a wan voice. "Well, father," he glanced uncertainly at the embroidered emblem of a stylized eye and sword on my robe. "Can I help you?" I tried to smile. "Indeed you can, by showing me your wares. May I enter?" I was surprised by how confident and friendly my voice sounded. Carvi regarded me with sleepy confusion. Like all starlings, he was small and wiry, had frizzy hair and a pointy nose. Carvi was a path-abiding man. Every week, he and his many children visited the three masses, which was the reason I had chosen his store to purchase clothes from for my ludicrous journey. His respect for the clergy was great, so he would not ask questions. I did see the question why, by the righteous path, a village priest would visit a store this early in the morning on a day most people were recovering from a night of revelry and celebration in his eyes. but my estimation proved correct. He did not voice it. Instead, the merchant nodded devotedly, stepped aside, and let me in. Unlike the somber landscape surrounding Fogville, Carvi's house had a rustic and cozy feel. The fireplace in the large room at the end of the hall was crackling, and for a second I spotted a young girl peering through a door at the top of the stairs on the right of the entrance. I envied the starling child and her siblings. Their father had given them a home and a sense of security I had never had with Gilman. When Pylea had taken me under her wings, it had already been too late. The wooden walls looked solid but old, and the large fur of a coast stalker hung on the left side. Reluctantly, I took a step forward and almost tripped over one of the many shoes on the floor. I heard the door behind me slam shut and Carvi clear his throat. "This way, father," he said, and walked toward the large sales room from which I had heard the crackle of fire. It was an amazing sight. Behind the wooden counter which separated the seller's realm from the customer's numerous items, chests, boxes, and pieces of furniture were piled up. Huge bookshelves along the walls were filled with dusty folios, scrolls, crystals, and small caskets. The store looked insignificant from outside, but I suspected some precious antiquities could be found here. "Well, what exactly do you need, father?" the starling finally inquired. I was unable to answer, taken aback by my own uncertainty. What did I actually need? I wanted to embark on a journey to find the mysterious woman from my dream, and I had a hunch that it might not end in Enderal. "Well," I started, "everything you need for an extended journey." Carvi's brows furrowed. "A journey? To where?" Apparently realizing his indiscretion, he quickly added, "If you don't mind the question." "I am traveling to Ark," I improvised. The longer before he would tell anyone about my getaway, the better. "The High Priest asked for us." That seemed to satisfy the merchant. "I understand." He lifted the hatch in the counter. "I am all the more honored by your visit to my store." I nodded and let him walk me through his wares. About half an hour later, I was relieved of 102 pennies. I had purchased a sturdy knapsack, a good pair of boots, a hooded traveller's cowl, and an old iron dagger, which I did not know how to use. You don't grab it by the pointy end. The pointy end goes to the thing that you want to stab. It's very easy. Carvi had also sold me a traveller's staff he said was favoured by pilgrims who visited the 7 way shrines. "It is perfect for repelling insects," he had told me trustworthily. As a farewell, I had blessed him and left with a priestly smile. I continued to the tavern to get provisions for my journey. The mattress, defying his lack of sleep, was diligently cleaning up the remains of festivities. He responded to my early visit with confusion as well, but after some explanation about my plans, he sold me a loaf of tasty bread, dried fruit, and a tub of pickled whisperweed, which was popular among travelers because of its durability, for a good price. He also asked for my priestly blessing, which I gave him with a strange feeling. The holy act felt more wrong than ever before, and the ceremony seemed not like routine, but a lie to me. The guardsman of Elias was the last person I encountered before I got to walk down the hill upon which Fogville was located. He was too tired to ask for my destination. Obediently, he opened the wooden gate and wished me to walk blessed. As I left Fogville behind, melancholy relief washed over me. Within a few hours, I had ended the life the veiled woman had described as false. Nobody would notice my absence until late in the day. So yeah, that's about what I planned for until the weekend Dark and Darker playtest. First thing in the morning though, I'm going to the pharmacy to stock up on pain meds, which is a very solid idea. It's hard to enjoy anything in pain. I have fresh memories of that. Summer being what it was. Yeah, that was a good bunch of reading. I do enjoy it though. Righto. I shouldn't have too much XP needed for a level. How much was it? Yeah, just about to level up. I'm gonna try to save the points and spend them all at once. $41. That is 3 crabs worth of XP. Fogville. I think he mentioned that Fogville was to the yeah. This is where Fogville is. So that probably has more of the books. I wouldn't be very surprised. I like the soundtrack that they've chosen for this. Let me put some poison on this shit. I think more health will be in order. Now, devour soul. Seems like a great idea. Yep, already locked that. Already unlocked. And I've already unlocked the max concentration, mystical binding, summoned weapons do more. Thought planting, psionics work better on stronger enemies. Bone Judge. Offensive spells are more effective against undead. Reanimated undead live longer. Entropy spells consume less. Psionic Veil. I can become invisible. Physical call increases lifespan of summoned creatures. It's not exactly my focus. Reduces mana cost of psionic and entropy spells of the adept level by 30%. I have nothing off the adept level, to be fair. Makes an enemy into your slave for a short period of time, which fights for you and deals many times more damage. If the slave dies while this talent is in effect, it explodes in a devastating detonation. Oof. Oh jeez. Make talismans from souls with rank 1 at phasmalist workbenches. Focus violence. Take apparitions in the cities. Okay, I guess they don't like seeing those things. I mean, another thing that I probably could invest in would be that. I mean, considering that I am fairly heavily investing into health, mainly because of entropy. I suppose I could go and be a spell mage kind of thing. On the other hand, I'm kind of curious about this. The talent Nether Cells allows you to see and collect souls. Allows you to see souls with level 1 and level 2 for 40 seconds. Seems like a curious idea. Fuck it. Introduction to Phantom. Phasmalism. And another one I could go for. Maybe this at some point. Should be interesting. Introduction to phasmalism. Alright. We use the talents of Alright. You flip the bird at ghosts and then you see them, I guess. Need to do that again. Do I actually have to make ghosts first? Because I can do that.
Traveler aback. Get him!
Hey now. You didn't explode, but that's okay. Well, these spirits entirely different to, you know, the people. I suppose they could be like more ancient spirits. Oh, hello. That is fine too. Give me a second. I'm gonna favorite this and favorite this. Just favorite all of them. But hey, oop. Yeah, for this playthrough, I don't think I'm gonna be a great person. Can I do the same with the crabs? Why, yes. Yes, I can. It's just, better if nobody sees this. I don't think they'd like it too much. Net of souls. Now, what do they actually look like? That would be, it will make things a lot easier. I would know at least what I'm looking for. It's not that. That's a different thing. It's Vinroot. Oh, hello. Nice spin. Plenty of potions. I see that. You're not the spirit by any measure, but, you know. Nope. No, don't you dare. Don't you dare. So what the hell do they look like? Should I be looking for somewhere in specific? I am most confuzzled. Ah, this one was already dead. So who's home? Pentas's house. Alright. Is the place abandoned, or am I gonna have to kill a bitch? Because I am expecting hostilities. Fucking no one wants to be... No one's a friendly face around here. Every goddamn farm is abandoned around here. Right. That's fine, I suppose. Now I'm gonna eat your souls. Nom nom. Thankfully there's nobody civilized around, so I can just kinda do my thing in peace. Soul carpet. You perceive souls with a rank up to 2. Find and collect a soul. Like, this makes me think that I should be able to collect them somewhere. Question is where? Ah. Bugger. Let's... get some items. Do the souls have to be, sentient? Do animals have souls? I'm just asking questions. That one doesn't have a soul. I seem to remember reading. The soulless raised undead. Do I have to go to graveyards for souls? Are they out in the wild? I hope the souls aren't scared of me because I can consume them if need be. I don't know. No soul. What the hell do they even look like? I suppose as I keep using that, I'll find out eventually. I suppose that's fine. I'd prefer to know now, though. So I don't have to be confused. Hello? One soul, please. Anyone who's maybe they were gingers before turning into skeletons. You never know, really. They could be. It could very well be. Do you have a soul? I have no idea what the soul even looks like, so... Eh. Well, I'm a grave robber, so why not? Oh, come on. Do not disrupt my grave robbing. And it's empty. I mean, I have no idea, to be fair. The protagonist is a weird, magic-y person, so... Ah. Excellent. Most excellent. Yes, physics definitely had a stroke there. It's just classic Bethesda engine stuff. Occasional amusement. I mean, since I have the ability to devour a soul, and they give me health as I devour their souls, it would imply that they do have souls, but why do I not see them when I use the soul net thing? Most curious. Is there like a hierarchy of souls? Specifically, these souls are supposed to be used for talismans? So are they a different type of soul? So many questions, so few answers. Long since I played any RPG. So what do you play if not RPGs, for instance? Pretty Northern Lights. And like, in general, how souls work, it really did changes from setting to setting. So even if you know how souls work in one, you couldn't really tell how it works in another. Mostly War Thunder, maybe Minecraft. A lot of Guild Wars at one point, yep. I did too. It was... I just got burned out. Like semi-permanent. I still haven't felt the need to go back. I just kind of feel that I'm done. And yet, I keep going back to World of Warcraft. There is something, like, it's the tab targeting combat, I think, that I really enjoy. Far more than action combat. Action combat is just way too involved. I'm lazy, ultimately. That's why action combat is a bit meh for me. Cold Knight. A named sword. Fancy that. Fancy that. Well, I'm getting there slowly, but getting, yes. I should probably reinstall War Thunder. It was I wanted more space, so it had to go. For the time being. And I was doing a bunch of other things at the time. It's not like I made it very far, but I still did play it some. And now I'm about where I was earlier. Poison the sword. You get burned out with anything really if you just keep playing it a lot. And well, some people can play the same damn game day after day for years, fucking decades even. That I do not understand. Like, I can go back to a game every now and then, but maybe play it for tens, maybe a couple of 100 hours even at one time, but then I just kind of move on because I want to do something else. Hey, it could just be me. I just prefer to move on. I like a bunch of variety in my life. Old tunnel. Oh boy. That's not very... Oh yeah, they're immune to psionics. Until I actually get some points into it. Din 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 din. Snake is better. Increase health. Elementalism costs less mana. Da, da, da. Increases mana. Yeah, I think health is fine. Divine Shield. Now do tell me more. Increases armor rating by 30 for 240 seconds. That is a good deal, I'd say. 14k hours of War Thunder according to Steam. Wonder how much that is AFK. Yeah, AFK always gets its own few hours at least. On occasion I forget games on for just for a day. It just happens. Yeah. No climby. Give me a torch. The hell was that? Oh. It's throwing a temper tantrum. Do I see souls here? Doesn't seem like it. Oh well. Become ectoplasm. Been on War Thunder for 3 hours and not played at all. So have you just been AFKing or have you been actually just chatting? Because sometimes that's just what happens. Ah, I've been hanging in streams. Come on, fella. I was using the wrong thing. But hey, that's okay. It ended up benefiting me anyway. Sweet. Goat meat. Blip. Really get motivation to play, maybe if the regular squad popped in, I would want to play. Yeah. It's always more fun to play with friends. In general, like anything. Shoveling shit with your friends would be more fun. So it doesn't really say anything necessarily, but it would be nice to have a static group of people who you could play things with regularly. I mean, my regular group is, at this point, basically just Lexa, because everyone else keeps being busy, or they don't want to play the things that I want to play. Which fucking sucks. Right? Not everyone can like everything, or even try everything. Some people are just stubborn like that. Yeah, and you never want to play anything competitive, for instance, so you are out of the count immediately. You don't want to play anything with zombies, nothing with spiders. So that discounts a lot of things, to be fair. That's just kind of how it do be. Like, no one from our group actually has any interest in anything competitive. Well, outside of maybe War Thunder for cheese, but... or shooters. Basically nobody else gives half a shit about shooters than me, so... especially even mildly competitive shooters. And also random MMORPGs. I very few actually bother with those, and everyone's fucking busy all the time. I mean, it's not competitive, but like, even casually competitive games, you still fight against players. That's the thing. And most of the people do. Like, Frosty, for instance, no. He doesn't seem to want to touch anything that is PvP. Like, when I say competitive, it's just PvP in general. Not as in, like, competitive in the sense of a competition with prizes or tournaments or whatever. No. Just player versus player competing against each other. Or in general, trying anything fun, because it is well known that everyone in our group hates fun. Yeah, kind of like reviewing MMOs. I always thought that was fun, but the main issue with that tended to be that I normally ended up being the only one who actually leveled up, and Lexa, if Lexa was playing it too, so it's kind of hard to get to try anything other than the first 10 or 20 levels when people only play it on stream and don't do anything towards it outside streams. Taking turns taking Coke and coffee. I gotta get all the caffeine, and it all does nothing. Grinding, I do like grinding occasionally. It really depends on the gameplay loop. If the loop is fun enough, I may enjoy grinding. As long as I feel like I'm getting something done. You know? But like unnecessarily grindy daily bullshit tends to be, and like battle pass bullshit tends to be where I usually just kind of burn out way too easy. Because battle passes are anti-fun, just blatantly. Did I loot this? Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, exactly. Gameplay needs to be fun before the grinding is worth it. And even then, can you consider it grind if it's fun to keep doing it? Yeah, well, so I've heard in general that War Thunder endgame tends to lean towards being unfun if you don't pay actual money for it. I mean, sure, we can give it another try. Just need to figure out an MMO to do it in. I mean, one MMO in particular I can think of as being relatively easy for people to get into, and that would be Fallout 76. Apparently it's been getting better. And it should be relatively chill with level requirements and all that. I think. I'm not entirely sure. I got it for free for having an Amazon Prime subscription, so I already have it. I've not actually played it any. Not yet, anyway. Getting close to that. We've been at this for like an hour and a half already. And I have managed to traverse from here to here. If the game is about grind, it feels like work, and why would I do that if I do not get paid? Yeah, I mean that is entirely fair. But then again, there are games like RuneScape and Tibia that are entirely about the grind. That's all they are. And plenty of people enjoy them regardless. It's weird. So sometimes the grind is just fine. Other times it's not. It really depends on the game in which it is, and it depends on so many different things in the end. For me, at least. And the acceptability of grinding is it's a complex matter. Like a lot of stuff goes into making it acceptable. Hello, Piggy. I've actually reached civilization, I think.
Hey, you there! Yes, you! Do you want
Me?
to know a secret?
Sure.
Well, I found something really, really awesome.
Cool.
But I need help from somebody as tall and strong as you. How about it? I show you what I mean, and you promise to help me in return. What do you say?
I mean, what do I have to lose anyway? Yeah, why are you asking me and
Dangerous?
no one else?
I don't know. You wouldn't be as close to the village and to the guards then, would you? And I don't want Daddy and the others to find out about this. That would spoil the surprise. I'll show you in a moment, but first, you have to promise to help me. Come on, don't be a chicken.
A chicken, my god. No.
Awesome.
Let's do it.
I knew you'd say yes. Come,
Secrets
follow
from
me.
the can. Oh shit. Are we going to the fucking toilet? Oh, look at it. It's a tiny piggy. So small.
Look, I found this yesterday when I was searching for shells. Awesome, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a
Yes,
casket.
And you know what? If you shake it, you can hear a rattling, as if there are coins in it. All we need to do is break it open, then we can split the loot. And I could give Daddy the money for the pointy beard man. So what do you think?
Pointy
I've
beard
already
man.
tried to open it, but it just won't budge.
Pointy
Yeah,
beard
that
man.
man from the big city, who always comes after a moon turn. He wants money from the farmers. Daddy says he works for this Jank or Bort or something like that.
Landlord.
Yeah, I think so. He always tries to make us think everything is okay, but I'm not stupid. And maybe there are enough pennies in this box for Daddy to pay the pointy beard man. Who knows?
Some guy from RuneScape.
Sure.
Okay. No matter what you're trying to lock one open. Can I slap it?
Yes! Awesome!
Yes, I can.
Let's see what's in there. There are... Oh, come on. What is that?
Why is it?
There aren't any pennies. Only these weird nails and a piece of paper. Here, take a look for yourself.
Sure. Spare parts. Old note. Day and night it stands there sublime, proud, full of power, giving blessings in times of need. On our path until we die.
So, does it say anything?
Yeah, it looks like a poem.
A poem? What if it's a riddle? That's what you grown-ups call it, don't you? What does it say exactly? A blessing in distress? That... Oh, sugar, why do you grown-ups always have to talk so complicated? That is... Wait. Father Vildus, the priest, he always talks about blessings at the sermons. Maybe the writer is talking about the shrine. The one behind our house. Quickly, you should go take a look over there. I have to go back to the farm to feed the Leors, but tell me at once if you find anything.
Tell me at once. Sure. Why not? Look at them, they're so tiny. Adorable. And then there's these things. They just look really weird. Anyway. J. Secrets from the can. Why, bam. Behind the house, he says. Or is your house actually in town? I mean, that will make sense. Let me steal. Yep. Firewood? Ugh. Was actually expecting for some...
Did you look at the shrine yet?
No. This fucking slave driver here. God damn. Then goes to Ark. Wait, Jael? It can't be the same one.
Walk blessed. Aye.
Might be a
many
common
and
name.
hardly any good ones. The streets are swarming with highwaymen and brigands these days, more than I've seen in all the years I've served now. What's happening to this world, I wonder? Seems everyone is eager to go at each other's throats. It's a shame. I don't need to tell you about that mad magister, do I? The whole city talks about nothing else. And honestly, if even a keeper of the Holy Order can fall victim to this red madness, or whatever they call it now, then Malphus have mercy on us.
So what's with the cow?
Hey, wait a minute, you... Never mind.
What's up?
Oh, you're an Eterna, aren't you? Your ears, they look different.
Some shifts never end.
What I ask?
I mean no offense, really. I'm just, well,
You wouldn't be
curious.
racist, would you?
On Narum? But that must have been horrible. I heard that Eterna don't have any rights on Narum and are treated like animals.
If you just lay low.
Huh, I see. That's so
It's
unfair.
bullshit. You
I'm
know.
glad it's different here on Enderal. You know, once this chaos in the world is over, I want to go travel myself. Who knows? Maybe a captain will hire me as a deckhand. Anyway,
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for your time.
Remember to
Love
sign up.
Quest.
Otherwise you'll get drowned. Don't try to go for free. Nobody going to tell me about the fucking cow. Okay. Yep. The fuck is your name? Kurenoi Gatsu Dormatalata.
Yes?
I'm new to this city. Looking for work.
Work, huh? If you know a thing or two about herbs and the healing arts, you should talk to the mayor. His companion has been sick for moons now. Poor Mathilda. I've never met a woman more generous than her. She doesn't deserve that. News? Where have you been these past moons? The whole city's talking about nothing else but the Mad Magister. 30 dead novices. Oh, boy. How could something like this happen? Within the Order?
The barred door is basically an invitation. Crawl through. Assaulted by rats before I even get in properly. God damn, that's just rude. Well, no fear of getting any disease from the rats. I already have it. I was already lucky enough to get it. Woo. Entropy apprentice, very good. Spoiled bread, delicious. A phasmalist workbench. Huh, no wonder it's barred. Fragment, left horn. Home of the Forsaken, oh shit, it's taking me to Sylvanas. Oh well, Sylvanas no more, to be fair. Phasmalist workbench. I didn't have any books on phasmalism, do I? It's Spent too long trying to get this lift working in Space Engineers. Oh yes, the magic of crafting. Trying to figure out how things work. How to make them work. What's that? Yeah. Okay, so there's a Phasmalist workbench there, but I would need to actually have to have a soul to do that. Somebody else's soul. Specifically. Lilliet's house. Sharp steel, so forage stuff. Bang bang. But yeah, the kid could have told me where the hell his house was first, if you want for me to go there. That's the friend. Utah Tanneman.
Have you heard the news about the Magister?
Yep.
Word has it that he murdered 30 novices, then killed himself up in the temple. By Malphas, what has become of this world?
Bounty missions. Basilisk one, Redrick Borenstone is wanted for multiple frauds and aggravated robbery. He's sturdy, has blue eyes and a blonde beard. He's said to be extremely dangerous and proceed with caution. Sure. I'm okay with some contract killing.
Yes?
Nope. General store. You found a secret chest. How the fuck is this secret? Items which you place in a secure chest can't be lost or stolen. So somebody can steal your stuff. You can find them in every settlement and near Mirat Towers, and all of them share the same inventory. Okay, so a yeah. A shared inventory storage. Relish. Mayor's house. What the fuck are you doing?
Not now! You'll disturb the flow of my energy!
Oh no. Not the flow of energy. Detention cells. Under the church? Sounds kinky.
Sir?
Did he actually mean a shrine or a temple itself? I have no idea where the little shit went. The drunken bee. Anyway, so
Who are you?
I'm me, just a traveler.
Hero. This is about his death, isn't it? The rampage.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, who hasn't? Yero was one of us, after all. It is terrible. Simply terrible. You want to hear an old man's opinion, though? I always expected that something like this would happen.
Why?
Malphus, forgive me for talking about a keeper like that, but it's the truth. Hard to explain, really. Come on, let's find somewhere to sit. It'll be easier to talk that way.
Sure.
Well, Yero. That's quite a subject, you know. You were right when you said we were best friends. Our fathers knew each other. For as long as I can remember, Yero and I were getting into trouble together. At least, until his mother died. No. Bandits killed her in broad daylight on Penny Road. Today these incidents are common, but not back then.
There's no very cash money.
The road was considered safe. Very safe. She was on her way to Ark, accompanied by 3 other women, and they were set upon at the pass. None of them survived. Yero was shattered. I think the worst part was how his father went downhill after his wife's death. The fishery decayed, and the poor guy filled his days with boozing and sleeping. It changed Yero forever. Well,
How?
that's a good question. On the one hand, he became a man, despite his tender age. On the other hand, something inside him woke up, so to speak. A desire to make more of his life.
Yeah, that is absolutely
Old
the worst.
Mother Jenica noticed it and took him under her wing. He learned how to read and write, and soon he knew all the holy verses by heart.
Mm-hmm.
When he didn't have to help his drunken father, he helped in the village as much as he could.
He transformed his grief into productivity. Sounds like a rather positive development.
Indeed, that's one way to look at it. It wasn't long before he was the jewel of the village, the striving young fisherman destined for great things, even though he was only on the path of a manufacturer. And then the inevitable happened. A keeper of the Order came to Riverville to see the prodigy with his own eyes. And behold, in addition to Yero's ingenuity, he also had a slumbering magical talent. The keeper took him away, and a few months later, he started his novitiate. Since then,
Goddamn
I've only
church.
seen him once or twice, as he rarely visited Riverville. I don't think he ever noticed how much that hurt me.
Is it that uncommon for someone on the manufacturer's path to get the chance to become a keeper?
If one of the manufacturers makes it to Sergeant of the Guard, it's reason enough for a bard song. He must have been the first novice in centuries who was not of the sublime path. So yes, it is
The most sublime.
more than that.
So what did you mean by I always suspected that something like this would happen?
It's hard to explain. I believe it was the way he was talking about his grand plans.
Oh boy.
How he wanted to make the world a better place, to become the greatest keeper since Lorem Waterblade. Underneath all this, there was an anger, An anger mixed with deep grief and disappointment. I don't think he was aware of it because he drew all his strength from that anger. The strength to do all this, to learn and to work day and night, but it frightened me, like the Blue Death. It slumbers inside the pathless mage who believes he can master magic without the Order's help. At first, it grants power, but then, one day, it bursts out in an unholy wave of destruction, turning him into one of the monsters in the old songs.
Festering feelings that have not been actually treated or contemplated.
Anyway, I'm just an old man. What do I know about these matters? Now let me go to sleep. All these memories are making me weary.
Alright. Cheers.
Yes, of course.
Now I need to go and see Jesper. That creep was already in the house. Now let's see. Can I go in? I'll go in.
My sir. Mm-hmm.
Wow, they actually have lyrics for this.
Wild mages in the temple? Grandmaster Aranthiel is as unusual as his reputation suggests, it seems. Walk blessed, my child. How may I help you?
I'm an Outlander. Could you explain what this path really is?
What it is? Now that's quite the question you're asking there. But fine, why not? The path is two things. For one, it is the name of holy writing that encompasses both the revelation of the Lightborn after the fall of the Eterna King Azataron, and the journey of the first vassals to Enderal, who founded this country under Malphas's guidance. It also tells us the virtue of the path, the ideals by which every Endralean should live, which is the only way to salvation. Secondly, it is the holy calling of each Endralean citizen.
What utter nonsense. Revelation of the Lightborn.
Yes. Now don't tell me you've never heard of that before. It is recounted the same way in the entire civilized world. It was the Lightborn who saved this world from the chaos it fell into after Azataron's death. Yes. Only a people united in flesh and spirit shall prevail throughout the ages. Verse 39. There's the path of the manufacturers, whose hard work provides for the iron and food of our people. Then there's the path of the erudites, who follow professions that require higher knowledge, such as scribery and alchemy. And then there are the sublime, who were born to lead our country. Within one's path, a person is free to choose, but to cross those borders is almost always blasphemy.
Almost always?
There are exceptions, in which a soul's destiny unveils only later in its life. For example, there was Laura Mortarblade, who was born to the manufacturer's path, but who became one of the most fabled keepers of Enderal. But they are what they are, exceptions.
The journey of the first vassals.
Yes. Enderal was, other than countries such as Nerim, Kira, or wherever you come from, an uncharted land. It was Malphas himself who showed a young couple, Selna and Keteron, and their followers the way to Enderal. But it would take far too long to recite that entire tale, and I doubt you have that much time. If you are interested in their journey, I suggest you read The Path. It is good for the soul anyway, even for an Outlander.
But yes, it is a caste system.
You are welcome, child. Walk blessed.
Now, what blasphemous acts can I do? How may I blaspheme today?
Walk blessed, my child. How may I help you?
My sir.
My sir. Muh, sir. Let's see, old note. Day and night it stands there sublime, proud, full of power, giving blessings in times of need on our path until we die. Statue, sublime. Well, probably a statue of a leader. Giving blessings, yeah, it would be a shrine of some sort, yeah, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you don't mind if I just jump on this statue here. He is pointing that way.
Walk blessed, my sir.
My sir.
The boy said that there was a shrine in his house's backyard. I'm curious.
Yeah, it's not as if I didn't tell them that already.
Gaia. Lyrical gushes and other fluids. Guide to Prince Myth's poems. Yeah, nope. That is not in my agenda currently. Nope. Let's try to find that shrine, wherever that might be. It is around.
Some shifts never end.
And heroes never die. It's the mayor's house. He said that he had to feed animals, so I would assume that it's a farm. Why am I looking in town? Why it's not this one? Oh hey, won't you look at that? Let the boy not tell his surname. It would help. Help with navigation in general. What a nuisance, this young lad. I guess it's the other farm, maybe. or some other farm. There seem to be several around, which only makes sense, to be fair. There's one farm, and here's one farm. There's a tower. Oh yeah. That is a bear. Fuck off, bear. And a bunch of crabs. Is that a graveyard? It's a ruined house. Spirits? Annie? Hello? I am trying my damnedest to find any fucking spirits or souls or apparitions, but no. I am denied any. Fine, let's go and explore the cellar. Those are big rats. Oh. That was the thing. Okay, sure. Gold goblet. How the fuck does it weigh that much? Eh. I suppose I should probably start getting rid of stuff. Or maybe putting them in the stash.
What is this?
What is this? Hello, Governor. Okay, poison.
You drunk? Come on, you can do better.
I can. I know. There's more of you. I'm sure. Of course, there's like surprise hidden. Let me just eat your soul. Boop. Don't mind me.
Just a scratch.
You fucking scum! You'll pay for that!
Hey. Your soul is next. Just saying. Have them for a snack. The Lost Brigand. Grabbing the book. I'm gonna read it right now.
Wrong time, wrong place.
Okay. I can do this. Oh. There was another fella. Oh hey, it was the guy whose bounty I had. Right, yeah. You're no soup. Congratulations. I hope no one ever looks into my inventory. They might not like what they see. Normies can't even take having human hearts and human flesh in your inventory, you know. Normies as they say. Blessed leather gauntlets. Encyclopedia think we're done here. Looks like it. Ah, the silly bastards. It always sucks when random adventures just happens to find your little dwelling and, you know, then they're just kind of fucked. I got straight off the intended path. Oh, I have a specific place to look for a soul, do I? Jesus, you could have told me that earlier. Oh, I could have looked at it earlier, but I'm gonna claim even fault. Now I'm gonna go and find that goddamn shrine. Wherever it may be. Is the whole soul finding thing going to be of such a nature that none of them will actually appear until we've done the tutorial bit? Because that will not be a massive surprise, to be fair, but annoying. Certainly is a tower. Wait, is that the shrine? That is very shriny looking. Kid, you could have just taken me there. Bastard of a child. Chinese Guitar Hero Pro. Guitar Pro Hero. Who there writes melody in one 30-second, what, 32 notes. Like, hey. I don't know what that means. I don't speak. I don't speak, I don't speak musician. Yeah, right. Stairs. At the beginning of the current, a big stone with a raised bleak tree in the west. At the beginning of the current, bleak tree in the west. Beginning of the current. Oh, I'm heading that way anyway, so looks like that could be. A very bleak tree. Brave Robin. Coins. Book. Fingersmith. Scroll of teleport to Riverville. Huh. Curious. Very curious. It could be that though. That is an even bleaker tree. Most bleak. Hello.
Wrong time, wrong place.
Traveler up bad. Get him!
Alright, a bit over 44 notes per second. Jesus. That sounds extremely unreasonable. That is a lot of beats. Lots of notes. Sounds like a pain in the ass. Major light. Oh Christ. Thank fuck. Exactly what I want. A magical light. Paralysis poison. Very good. Yeah. What weighs the most? This, it's kind of garbage. Drop. Cold night. Frost damage. I don't want to necessarily throw all this away. Fuck it. I need to go and put shit in the storage, especially my alchemy stuff. It weighs a ton. It all piles up. But yeah, I am fairly sure it is that thing right there. Have I considered the chance that lightning in the ball would shout ultimate power? Yeah, I mean there is regular lightning, but this is like this is death lightning. It's the entropy lightning. Lore-wise, it's basically borrowed life force from another dimension, basically. And it shows up as green fire and green lightning. So technically it is unlimited power, considering that it kind of comes from a, well, functionally unlimited, considering that it doesn't even come from this reality, but some other reality. Yes, that is a bleak tree. Oh yeah, that goes there. I'm trying to figure out where does it want me to go. This is to the west. Or was it the other thing? I'm not sure. But the next mysterious place. At the beginning of the current, a big stone with a raised bleak tree in the west. The beginning of the current, so there would have to be a river. I completely forgot about that part. And this is most certainly not part of any river. Even though the tree is most bleak. Yeah, just making sure. So, to the west we go. Yeah, I should probably use those. Fuck, where were they? Claw. Someone carry weight. Rip all the butterfly wings. Because I'm a fucking monster. Problem with math. Only 12 notes per second, sometimes 15. Still though, that is a lot of shit for 1 second. To the west, start of a current. Maybe there? Or maybe here. To the west, the start of a current. Or would it be there? I mean, it could be. Oh, got Jesper first. We'll figure that one out eventually. No, wait. On a rock, bleak tree. And the start of a current. To Skyrim my way up. In Skyrim of all games. Whoop. I was seeing things. Thought I saw something very blue. Goodbye, die. I'll figure it out eventually. At some point. Make a bigger save every now and then. It's been quick saving for a couple hours now. Zoop. Hello, weirdo. What's up?
Well, if it isn't my new friend. Any luck?
Had a chat with his Alfred. Seems to think Dad, blah blah blah.
Well. That's interesting. Good work. That should be all we need then. Splendid. I did.
What about you?
And now I finally know what to make of it. Come, follow me.
Okay. Do go on. Yeah? I guess I'll go first. Come on, dumbass. Slowpoke. Oh yeah, actually, got to put the mage light. Because that's gonna be such a godsend.
I present a Star People's Lock. And I bet my buttocks will find another answer behind that door over there.
The fuck is that?
Doesn't surprise me. This kind of lock is usually only found in treasuries or castles. But they can be picked, though that's going to be quite the challenge without the bolts.
You need bolts?
Normally, yeah. It's quite simple, actually. Every keyhole has a matching bolt that latches into place once you insert it. And once all the keyholes, 5 in our case, are latched, the door the lock protects opens up. If you don't have the matching bolts, however, you should prepare yourself for the most frustrating break-in of your life. That is, if you don't happen to be Jaspar, who knows a little trick. You can use wooden sticks instead of bolts. They'll break a couple of seconds after you put them inside the lock, but if you manage to get all 5 sticks into place before the first one breaks, you can basically trick the mechanism. It's all about speed, in other words.
Oh,
so
shit.
I'd say you do the running, and I'll wait near the pressure plate. You ready? Splendid. Here are the sticks. All right, go!
Where the fuck is the last one? Oh.
Damn, that was too slow. We'll try it again. Brilliant. We're really good at this. Now let's take
There was nowhere near as difficult as people were making it out to be. Grah!
Now, come on. Don't make it so easy.
Oh. Right, it explodes.
Oh, a fire elemental. And not a weak one. This Yarrow knew about magic, that's for sure. That leaves us with the question of what exactly this is supposed to be.
A corpse?
At the risk of blowing your mind, I had already figured as much.
What?
I suppose that's
He's a
his
smart
companion.
fella.
Though it's interesting that he was already on the wrong side of the law way before his rampage. Well, burials are considered heathen here in Enderal, and have been forbidden for about 300 years now. Here,
Okay.
corpses are always cremated. The whole thing's called the Last Journey. The deceased is taken to a place he or she considered special during his or her life, immediately after dying. That's the only way the soul can move on to the eternal paths.
Fair
Sounds
enough.
very poetic, but I'm pretty sure the only reason the Order introduced the law was to prevent plagues.
Which is
Plus,
smart.
they might have noticed that too many lost ones running around on trade routes aren't that much fun for wanderers and traveling merchants.
So burying someone like that is considered a crime.
But of course that only goes for the little man. The rich and powerful still tend to their family crypts. And there are still plenty of old vaults around from the time before this whole Last Journey thing was begun. And it's good that way. What would life as a treasure hunter be like without the notorious noble looking for family jewels in a century-old grave?
Fair enough. So what now?
Let's take a look around and see if we find anything.
That's a book. Yarrow's memorial book.
Beloved Sira, this is my last letter. In it, I ask for forgiveness, for it was I who murdered you. No, of course, it wasn't me who held the knife, but it was me who infected you with my fallacy. The fallacy that the world wants to be saved. It doesn't. Yes, Sira, there's still a part of me who refuses to believe these words, even as I write them. But just one look is enough to prove me a fool. We have so much, yet we are never content. We could make peace, yet we choose war. We embrace hatred over love. And no, Sira, there is no hope, no silver lining, no matter how much we try to tell ourselves the opposite. Mankind is at its end.
Well,
It has
that's a bit
been since
pessimistic.
Some mad god created it for his amusement. A Quiranian philosopher once said that there comes a time in our lives when we make a choice. A choice to live virtuously, yet in austerity, or ignobly, yet in pleasure. The philosopher called this second choice choosing the void, because this is what lurks behind its pretty face. Do you see it now, Sira? The bitter truth? They all chose the void, all but us. We who dreamed of something bigger. We who were willing to make a sacrifice for the greater good. Just imagine what we could have done if we hadn't been alone. But we were alone from the very beginning. And no, Sira, these words do not come easy. You of all people should know that. I wanted to believe there was hope. I wanted to believe that all one has to do is remain strong, but look where our idealism brought us. Here I am, in front of your dead body, murdered by those you wanted to help. We should have fled to a faraway isle to grow old together, but we didn't. And why? Because I corrupted you with my delusions. I, too, will go, Sira. I don't think there is life after death, and I do not care. But before I make my exit, I will give this world what it deserves. Do you remember? They all chose the void. They shall have it.
Oh shit.
What's that? Let me see. Uh-huh. A tragic ending for a tragic personality, I'd say. Well, I think that should suffice.
So what do you
Well,
think?
what should I think about it? Yarrow was a self-righteous fool, just like all these do-gooders are. They celebrate themselves as great messiahs as long as everything goes well, but once they fail, it's the bad, bad world that's responsible for it.
It's
The wise
awfully
hermit has a
cynical
good
of you.
saying for that. People are only idealists until it starts to hurt. He and his lady should have simply stayed in Riverville.
Yeah, you got a
Glad
point.
you see it that way.
So what's
Yeah,
next?
we are. Here, I've got 2 teleport scrolls that can take us right back to Riverville. Just meet me in the tavern once you're ready to go. I have some stuff to take care of, so there's no need to hurry. Farewell.
How rude. You left me in the dialogue and just teleported away. How rude. Most rude indeed. Yep, I'll be right back. Idealist got very angry that his idealism bit him in the ass. It is what it is. No souls here. Would be in the pirate cave. Because that is certainly to the west. It's at the start of the current. And then again, should be up there. There being a waterfall and everything. Let's check the pirate hideout first. Plenty of bleak trees around here. Oh yeah, it could very well be this. It wouldn't be this, would it? Because I've already gone here. I have a feeling that what I'm looking for might be higher up. Still gotta check regardless. At the beginning of the current, a big stone with a raised bleak tree in the west. Cheeky. We need to go higher. And I suppose it's closer to the cursed castle. Skyrim up. At least part of the way. Oh, there's a big one. Biggin. An absolute unit even. Oh yeah, this fella. Preferably not letting it touch me at all. Oh, Etsy? Who this? Wait, is this supposed to be a reference to Etsy, like the ancient early human discovered body thing was found frozen or something? Because that is pretty much what I would think of. What a neat reference, if that is it. I haven't heard any reference to it since elementary school. Closer and closer to the castle, but not closer to actually finding the hidden thing. I think it's my time to go there yet. Might be a tad early. To the west. It might just be there. It's kinda to the west.
Sir?
There we go. Now I need to dump a bunch of stuff here. Mainly any and all. Ingredients. That's closer to 100 carry weight just in ingredients.
Yes?
His house lies on the edge. Ba-da-da-da-da.
Ba-da-da-da-da. I agree. Making those in the leather so that they would take less weight.
Oh. Oh.
Are you okay?
Oh. Oh.
Oh yeah, it's this one.
I
Oh shit.
sense vibrations. Horrible, bad vibrations. Oh yes, I feel them very strongly.
Bad vibrations?
Oh yes, something peculiar surrounds you. Your aura. Oh. Oh, by Malthus, no!
What?
It is indigo blue, the color of the dying. It must be a magical anomaly, but still, that doesn't bode well. But you're lucky.
Okay.
The stars are on your side.
Okay.
I, just like you, find myself in deep trouble. And maybe we can help each other.
Yeah, sure. Go on.
I have a special object in stock. A skull.
Yeah.
According to the legends, it comes from the midst of the Kiran Desert, and us arcanists refer to it as the Master Skull. It is a risky experiment, but at midnight, if you balance the skull on your head for 1 full hour, it might help to reharmonize your aura. Maybe.
Sure, why not?
It's simple. A couple of days ago, something precious was stolen from me. My beauty potion. And until yesterday, I was in the dark as to who took it. A vision has shed light onto the matter. It was an aura thief.
An aura thief?
Yes. Old beings from past times, way before the Pyreans. For common eyes, they are invisible, but we, spiritually gifted, can see them. Aura thieves only have one reason for existence, and that is to disrupt harmony by playing horrible pranks on innocent people, such as the theft of my potion. No, you don't.
See.
But how could you?
Beauty potion?
Yes! Its essence is fresh water directly from the sources of Inodan. A real rarity, you see. But it is as potent as it is exquisite. To those who drink it regularly, the potion grants both an otherworldly allure, as well as it completely stops natural aging.
Female Deckard Cain.
Yes.
Truly.
Only through the elixir was I able to maintain my youthful beauty over all these years.
Alright. Well, we'll see if I can find your potion. Any ideas
I
where?
have a suspicion. Yesterday, when I danced at the river, I heard a voice out of nowhere whispering right into my ear. and it only said 6 words. Find me in the Clearwater Cave.
How am I supposed to pay that much?
I'm sure it was the potion who spoke to me, but I'm too old to go exploring old caves like this one on my own. Which is
Sure,
sad,
are the
since the cave is
potions
only
that
a few
speak
minutes
to
march
you
from the
in this
village.
room right now?
It's an abandoned mine just up the hill that leads to the pass. Go there and find my potion, and I will reward you most generously.
Cool.
How about that? Another traveler. I thought I was the only one still traveling these lands.
You're the asshole who's been pushing me?
Walk blessed.
You're sure to get around. Have you learned anything?
That's a good question. Let me think. I'm not sure if this helps, but an innkeeper told me lately that because of the Red Madness, very few prospectors are bold enough to go to the Shadow Steel mines in the Powder Desert anymore.
Okay.
If you have the smithing skills and want to find some precious ore, you should check one of the mines there. An adventurer, huh? I suppose that depends on how daring you are. An old fellow in the Red Ox Inn told me about some kind of well up in the Northwind that's supposed to talk. Pathless magic, they say. I've got no intentions to become fodder for the wolves, so I haven't checked yet. But you might be more lucky than me.
You have anything to trade?
Huh. Well, I guess it depends on what you need.
Ah, cabbage soup. I can dump some stuff on you. I'm sure you're fine with that. Wow, you're not actually willing to buy much. Fine.
May his light guide you.
Walk blessed. Yes, of course.
Cool. What's the most valuable? Cure disease? Nope. Fire resistance, weakness to frost. Oh yeah, I have the ability to create ambrosia myself. Get some money. Do you have want any garbage? Any of my garbage?
May his light guide you.
Mm-hmm.
All you'll ever need. But please, take a look.
Anything
Apart from my wares, you mean? Well, jokes aside, no. At the moment, it's quiet around here. Thank Malthus it is. And you don't hear a lot of good things from the streets these days. Vateers, brigands. This country has seen better times.
Walk blessed, my sir.
Oh, you're a shop fella.
Hey, I know you. You run errands for the keepers, don't you? Is it true what they said about that Magister? That he killed 30 novices? I just can't believe it.
Yeah.
Huh. You're not from around here, are you? I know that accent.
Do you?
Have you heard? Nerem has been united again. But their leader must be a monster. They say he's crucifying priests and burning down temples.
Ah.
I'm not surprised that the gods have turned their backs on them.
A sectarian revolution.
You just have to live with it.
I see, I see. Anyway, put all of the heavy things here. Things that I might probably disenchant at some point. Rat catcher stuff. Why have I favorited fine clothes? Most silly. Right.
Bloody weather.
So I suppose I'll start heading that way. Sootman. Surnames mainly coming from the professions. And what's this? That's gonna be full of bandits, I'm pretty sure.
Now look at that. A lonesome traveler. But just never learned.
Come on. Come back to your friends. Well, they killed this guy. That's fine too, I suppose. No souls? Any souls? Maybe? Fine. Devoured souls it is. In the town, everyone's going, what the fuck was that? Must have been the wind. Yeah, he didn't have anything interesting. Soul trap. That's the real prize. To the west. Moo. I agree. To the west. Start of the stream. Pale tree. Could be that. But there is no stream going down. Which makes me very doubtful of it. Because this one would be directly to the west. But it might be too short of a distance to the west. And it is not at the start of a stream of any kind. Oh wait. Didn't say like fell tree? Or leaning tree or something? I could read it. Fucking bad vibrations. At the beginning of the current, a big stone with a raised bleak tree. In the west. Damn it. Trying to skip. There we go. Bones falling down. There aren't that many streams. So where would it be? Unless it refers to like a dried up stream. used to be. That will make sense too, I suppose. Wait. Yeah. There was indeed a stream here. Why is this the one either? I wonder. By goat soul. A big stone with a raised bleak tree. I mean, technically a bleak tree could refer to a tower, for instance. Technically. But it's specifically a stone that I'm looking for. I may be way off the track, but trying to trying to at least play them smart. Huh, I guess I missed this. I guess there was something good in coming back here. If not the treasure, then or whatever the riddle is supposed to be leading me to anyway. Yeah, not knowing knowing the surroundings kinda makes these sorts of things more difficult. Now I'm just looking at everything Everything with a tree. But that is silly. I might have to be a cheaty bitch and cheat. If I'm not gonna be finding it soon. It wouldn't be there, would it? Big crab. Do you have a soul? No. It's long gone. Spicy grass. I might as well go and check the island too. Screw it. I know that there's a puddle at the very least. What? And there was this statue here. Hey, can you tell me where it is? Maybe you? Ah, damn it. Didn't mean to actually go into the cave. Because that's where they make the drugs. I'm gonna cheese this. Ha ha! Checkmate. Atheists. I'm fucking around and trying to find out. Would you look at that? Bugs are bugs. What can you do? Rage to peak. Yeah, honestly, I have no idea. It could be that I have been blind and I missed it in one of the places where I've already been. That is a very real possibility. Oh, give me a sec. I'll have a look-see. Secrets from the can. Motherfucker. Ah, motherfucker. God damn. It was the bleak tree. No way. It was the dead tree on top of the mountain. Now I just have to take another look at it. Because clearly I missed something there. Corundum ore. Used for steel. There it is. Yeah, if I hadn't gone and checked, I would have just completely disregarded that thing. Completely. Because of the mention of the stream in it. And the big rock referred to a fucking mountain. It's around somewhere. And it wasn't here. Just checking. It's probably in ruins with text. Maybe. Inscriptions? Perhaps? Huh. Under coins and note to find It was this. I've already been here. That's another reason why. I wasn't thinking it. Oh well. Dear Finder, if you read this, it means that you've found my legacy. Whoever you are, take it and use it for something meaningful. I repeat myself, meaningful. Under no circumstances I will give my daughters and their idiotic activities even a single penny of my hard-earned money. B. Leclerc. B. Leclerc. Wait. That's a fucking vibes woman. She was a Leclerc. Wasn't she? Hello. You were right. There was a treasure at the end of all the clues. A bunch of coin. What? I wouldn't even say really? A lot.
That's awesome! How much was it? I get one half, you get the other.
Just give it. Give the half.
Oh, wow! This is so much! Man, you are awesome, do you know that? Thanks a bunch. I really hope this is enough for the pointy-beard man. Come by any time if you want to talk, okay? You're a good person, and Mommy always says there are too few.
How nice. That is a fair bit away.
Watch yourself. The streets aren't safe this time of the day.
This time of the day? It's the middle of the day.
Malphas's blessings.
Well, fair enough.
War on Nerum. War on Kile. Red madness. The fuck is wrong with this world?
I assume you weren't talking about Countess Delvano's new hairstyle.
No, worse.
Huh?
Count Laura cheated on his companion.
So,
Found out like
Now, if it isn't my new pal, how about a sip of wine?
Sure.
Here you go. So, are you ready for our little journey? It seems that Riverville's Myra's injured, so we'll have to go by foot.
The hell's a Myrad?
Oh, right. You wouldn't know that since you're Naramese. Myrids are giant flying creatures. Quite nasty when wild, quite useful when tamed. You can find Myrid towers all over Enderal. And for a small fee, the keepers in their Myrids can take you from point A to B in no time. But, as I said, Riverville's Myrid's injured, so we'll have to walk.
You have collected 10 knowledge points. As a reward, you receive a permanent bonus of your skills. A bonus which can get stronger when you gain more knowledge. So it's actively rewarding you for exploring by giving you the collectibles. It's actively rewarding you, but with the ice claws that give you more encumbrance, and it's rewarding you for reading or asking about the lore of the world. Curious.
Fair enough. Just come back once you're ready.
Another exhausted soul. What do you need? Safe travels.
Nothing really.
Come by for a cup of tea someday.
I will. Walk west.
Is it important?
Well, we brought a couple of things to some conclusion, at least. Then we need to actually walk to Ark. That's gonna be a bit of a trip. I think I should go there first before I go there. But I think for the time being, this might be enough. Had to cheat a little bit, but it is what it is. Ultimately, I was right in thinking it. But I got distracted by the other parts of it. Desktop. Yes. Yeah. There was an achievement for the lyrical outpours and other bodily fluids. Just opening that book gave you the achievement. Maybe I should read that. Sounds saucy. But regardless, good bit of stuff got done. Found another long ass journal entry by the Butcher of Ark, and yeah, good progress for today. And tomorrow I'm thinking maybe some more Saints Row. Haven't had my fill of cringe of late, so there we have it. That's the next thing probably. Yeah. Nevertheless, hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching and all that good stuff. See you next time.